Emerson said, "For what avail the plow or sail or land or life if freedom fails?"
The Junior Leagues of New York State present The Price of Liberty. The Price of Liberty. The story of early settlers of New York State who fought to gain the freedoms we enjoy today. Today's episode, the Coxsackie Remonstrance, a protest against British tyranny.
It is 1775. The place, the settlement of Coxsackie, 15 miles south of Albany. Glowing embers cast a weird, flickering pattern across a clearing where at sunset a cabin had stood. As Matthias Van Loan, a fighter for freedom, views the ruins of his home, anger wells within him, and he's startled to hear the sound of approaching hooves through the forest.
Matthias, are you all right?
Over here. Who is it?
It is I, Johannes Schulman. Oh, thank God you're safe. Where's your family?
In town.
What happened?
Tories and Indians.
Oh, but so close to the village? How brazen.
Well, I heard their yells, and I fled into the woods.
The cowardly dogs.
Reverend Schulman, how long must we suffer?
While the king dictates our lives, there will be misery.
Yes, and rebellion.
I sense the protest wherever I preach.
Then why don't we fight? Why don't we fight?
Patience, Matthias. The day will come.
Patience. I have no more patience.
You have suffered a cruel blow.
Yes, everything I've worked for is gone.
We must go to Albany. The mayor must be told of these treacheries.
He won't listen.
Coxsackie being in the district of Albany, he must listen.
But he's mayor by royal commission. A lot of help he'll be.
But we cannot take the law into our own hands, at least not yet. We must first talk to the mayor. Now come. I shall take you to your family in the village, and tomorrow we may have new hope. In this matter, he cannot be completely unreasonable.
What do you expect me to do about it, Reverend?
Your worship, we demand you stop these atrocities.
I have no report of any so-called atrocities.
I am telling you now, our people are afraid to leave their homes.
Then let them respect the authority of the king.
Repeatedly we have come to this office only to...
Wait. That noise.
Reverend Schulman.
Why, that's Matthias Van Loan. Come in, Matthias.
Reverend Schulman, you must come at once.
How dare you break in here?
What is it, Matthias?
A great crowd is gathering.
And for what?
A courier has arrived from Massachusetts.
Is there any reason to break down the door?
But there's been a battle at Lexington.
The traitorous dogs.
The people are aroused. They've called a meeting for John Lansing's inn across the street, and we must go to see what part we and Coxsackie shall play.
I thank you for seeing me, Mr. Mayor.
You go to join this rebellious gathering?
I most certainly
Your
do.
business is religion. You'd best stick to your Bible.
If I don't go, even that privilege might be taken away.
And together they left for John Lansing's inn. And when the first stinging impact of the news had quieted, the group decided that the local committee of correspondence be empowered to do more than simply protest against unjust laws. They proposed to ask for this power at another meeting to be held on May 1st. And the people rallied to the call of the town crier, who spread the news of the meeting. And when May 1st dawned bright and clear, they assembled in an atmosphere of great agitation.
It has been agreed upon to send a letter to the Boston Committee expressing our sorrow over the Battle of Lexington. We have also agreed to raise 5 companies of militia.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes. No. The time has come to place before you a proposal of great importance. I shall read. Are you willing to cooperate with your brethren in New York and the several colonies of the continent in their opposition to the British plan of government now prosecuting against us?
Aye. We are willing.
Your attention. Your attention, gentlemen. Let us get on. Now then, are you willing to appoint persons to be a committee of safety, protection, and correspondence with full power to transact all such matters as they shall think may tend to help the American cause? If yea, so answer. Good. Then let us choose men to
Private meeting?
draw up the articles of the association. Sergeant at Arms, what is the commotion?
I'll answer that. Mr. Chairman, as mayor of this city and a king's servant, I demand an end to this rabble-rousing demonstration. It's an outrage to the crown and a personal insult to me. I need but remind you that His Majesty's warship, the Asia, has dropped anchor in New York Harbor. There's a full complement of His Majesty's troops. This is our answer to your traitorous acts. Now, clear this hall, or I pledge the full wrath of my office will fall on your heads.
And the King's mayor made good promise. Swarms of redcoats on horseback patrol the city of Albany, breaking up groups of patriots wherever they gathered, forcing them to disband.
There's another group. You heard the mayor's orders. Go to your homes.
Is it breaking the law to spend the time of day with neighbors?
As captain of the King's garrison, I intend to carry out the mayor's orders. Disband or suffer the consequences.
And what might they be?
His worship the mayor will show no pity.
Pity? He doesn't know the meaning of the word.
I shall not tolerate your impudence. Sergeant!
And what about the women and children? Will you break into schools and churches and demand they disband?
Enough of this
Wait! Call off your dog. We'll go, but we'll gather again. And when your mayor thinks he has frightened us out of our wits with his king-given power, we'll meet again. For as sure as there's a sun in the heavens, we'll fight the tyranny you British represent. And remember this. Remind your king's mayor that he'll have no peace ever. For in this new land, uneasy will lie the head that bows to the crown.
10 days passed, and the outlook for the all-important meeting that was to see the free men of Albany County draw up a remonstrance seemed remote. Then suddenly the city was thrown into turmoil by the arrival of two couriers, one from Boston with the news of Bunker Hill, an event which inflamed the spirit of those committed to the cause of liberty, and the other from the north.
Green Mountain, boys.
Let the man speak!
Wait,
Let the man talk!
Wait. Patriots, Fort Ticonderoga has been taken by the Patriots. Yes, and no, you haven't heard. Ethan Allen and the Green Mountain boys surprised the British garrison in the early hours of the morning. Good men. Brave.
Let the man get on with the story!
Finish. We captured all the stores. Great quantities of ammunition.
Ammunition.
And most important, we straddled a direct route to and from Canada. And we've shown the world that New England is not alone. All the colonists are in the fight.
At last.
Men!
We're in.
Men! The time has come for us to draw up a declaration of our rights. Let us go to Cartwright's Inn. And should his worship, the mayor, show his head, I, for one, shall not be responsible for the safety of his powdered wig. The work is done. We have written the document. Its language speaks the attitude of the entire county of Albany. And now for each of you, there is a copy. Take it to your own district. Get it signed by all those who will not tolerate tyranny.
Done. Let us get on.
Mr. Chairman.
The chair recognizes the representative from the Coxsackie district, Matthias Van Loon.
Mr. Chairman, I ask permission to take a copy of the document to my home district at once. We've suffered greatly at the hands of the Tories and their Indians. My own home has been burned to the ground, and we'd be proud to be the first to sign.
Permission.
Give him the right.
Permission is
Give him the right.
granted.
I shall have the document in the hands of Reverend Schuneman in time to read in church tomorrow.
At this point in our service, I shall deviate from normal procedure to read something of vital importance to us all. You know, the Committee of Safety meeting was held in Albany yesterday. We in Coxsackie were represented by several men, among them my good friend Matthias van Loon. The object of the meeting was to draw up a remonstrance. I have a copy before me, and I also have with me my musket fully loaded. Even now, there may be Tories and Indians lurking in the woods. I suggest each of you hold your musket in readiness.
Read it, Reverend. Read it.
Very well. My people, thank you. I shall proceed. It reads as follows. We, the freeholders and inhabitants of Coxsackie district in the county of Albany, being greatly alarmed at the excessive taxation forced upon us by the British, do in the most solemn manner swear never to become slaves, and will do everything in our power to aid the
And Reverend Johannes Schuneman and 224 others signed the declaration. This demonstration proved significant. The patriots in Boston and New York and in other large centers knew that even the people in the most remote regions of the colonies were with them in their fight for liberty. And as the citizens of Coxsackie filed from the church, Reverend Schuneman and Matthias van Loon drew off to a point.
Well, Matthias, it is done. We've signed the declaration, every last one of us.
Yes, and you were the first, Reverend. May I shake your hand?
But it was my privilege. My deep hope is that this declaration will be added fuel for the fire of freedom, the true freedom that we shall one day enjoy.
I pray that we live to see it. Good day, Reverend Schuneman.
It is indeed a good day.
As you have seen, the colonists were trying to achieve their rights through lawful means. But because the English Parliament did nothing to adjust the wrong in the colonies, the latter finally had to fight for their rights. And thus were felt the powerful impact and far-reaching consequences of the Coxsackie Remonstrance. You have been listening to the story of the Coxsackie Remonstrance. This program was presented by the Junior Leagues of New York State in cooperation with the State Department of Education and was produced in the studios of WPTR in Albany, New York.